Lord have mercy, y'all. Today we are talking about yeast, fellatio, and open marriages.
Foolishness. This is what we're talking about. Foolishness.
If y'all don't
really
know,
should not even be next to the word married.
Not at all. But if y'all know what we talking about, we are talking about 90 Day Fiance, the last resort. We're not getting to the whole episode because we have not watched it, but we are going to be talking about Asuelu and his wife Kalani specifically.
Yes.
Okay. So
he went drinking. He supposedly just kissed someone, and how I found out was he was FaceTiming me and he stuck his tongue out and his tongue was white. And he's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "That's a yeast infection."
But before we get to that, y'all, it's Mary.
And Amma.
I invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
and comment down below, y'all. I cannot believe how far this marriage has fallen.
Ooh.
Yeast infection in the tongue.
It's crazy.
Fellatio.
So, listen.
He accepted.
This is
Hall passes.
Foolishness.
What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Okay.
Listen, first of all, it breaks my heart.
She was a virgin. Okay,
this
woman was 29.
For Kalani. Exactly. She was a virgin, had kept herself, met Asuelu, fell in love with him. I didn't feel as though they were equally yoked. I felt like they just weren't the same mindset. That's how I felt. I felt like she was a little out of his league. That's how I felt. But sometimes people like to, there's this whole thing that love is love, and love can conquer everything.
Which is a damn lie.
Listen, I wish that's the case.
It would be lovely.
I really wish
if that
that's
was
the case, because I know for myself, that's kind of how I thought to myself. That's how, my sister thought too.
That's how everybody
I'm not going to try
thinks.
to talk about my sister because she ain't here to defend herself. But
hi, Auntie Luna.
They know her name now. But
Oh!
anyway. Hi. But anywho, she's a wonderful supporter. But anyway, listen. That's how I used to think. I used to feel like I'm my mother's daughter through and through. Like, just feeling like no matter what, it doesn't matter who this guy is. I mean, like, this guy can be homeless out in the streets. Seriously.
My love will get him through.
I've always felt, no, it's not even my love will get him through. I've always felt like, oh, it doesn't matter who this person is, whatever. Love conquers all. I just felt like love is this biggest thing in the universe that can conquer everything. And that's just not how it is. Love is not just a feeling. What I have found as I've gotten older is love is, it's almost like a verb. It's an action.
Yeah.
It's an action. It requires work like everything else, and it also requires consistency
and patience.
It's patient. It's eternally patient. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot, but I felt as though they were both not. I just felt like she was making a mistake, but she really loved him, and I was really hoping, right,
that he would do right by her.
For the best, especially since his family did not like her.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't like her, I guess.
I think she was American Somalian. Like, she wasn't straight up from Somalia.
Not
Somalia.
Samoan.
Samoa.
Right?
Samoan.
And I think they felt like maybe she was too Americanized or whatever, right? The mother was like, she had found some other village girl or something for him.
Yeah.
All this stuff, and he was so upset. I remember that day.
But maybe that's who he should have been with. Maybe he should have been with a village girl, because then it's like.
But that's not going to change who this man is. This man has been cheating on her.
I know it's not going to change who he is, but it probably would have saved her heartbreak.
Right. But you know something? He still probably would have been cheating. Even
on the village girl, but the thing is, the village girl probably would have been accepting of it. Because, I mean, this is what I heard from somebody.
Well, maybe.
But that some of those men do cheat. So maybe she would have already had that in her mind that, okay, he's probably going to cheat anyway. This is usual. So I don't have to be like, ugh.
It's not a big deal.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but she's an American woman. We have but we have different expectations.
Because the culture is different. Right? There are some cultures where, like, if you go to France, we talked about France in the last video. If you go to France, the men cheat. And all of them cheat. All of them cheat. However,
allegedly,
they all cheat. Most of them cheat.
If
you're from France, let me know if this is true.
And if you're loyal, then hey, comment down
because
below.
I've had a few friends who've dated these French men, and it's a known thing that they cheat even when they're married. The wife already knows he has his mistress.
You have the mistress at
and
the
then you have
grocery
the
store
wife,
and
but
the
they
wife.
will no, they never cross paths.
Oh,
Yes, it's a thing that the mistress knows, not to be brazen with any stuff like that. But because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who
is
this
that
man
the
is.
respect I get? As my man said,
Well,
putting this
that's
meaning
how
out
that's
other
how the man
places.
feels. The man feels as though I'm being very respectful because I don't.
She's not embarrassing you.
Yes, this is respectful cheating. Let me tell. Okay, let me not even go into it because there are some places also here. You know, I mean, when I was in Sierra Leone, that's how it was too. Okay, the men were cheating, and yes, I shouldn't be calling out the Sierra Leoneans, but you guys know that you have this man, and then he'll have his mistress, right? And then it's kind of like, well, the mistress knows, even though the wife probably has heard of her, the mistress knows never to go approach wife and try to show like, hey,
I got your
the
man,
mistress will never
honey.
do what Kevin Hunter's wife did to Wendy. That mistress will never show up like that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So that kind of stuff. And when the husband wants to cheat, what he does, he usually will send his wife off on a vacation in the West, in Europe or in America, send her on a vacation that he has paid for, and then bring the mistress in. And that way, the wife is on vacation enjoying herself, but then he got his mistress coming.
Now that's how you do cheating. No, I'm kidding.
That's not how you do cheating.
I'm kidding.
I don't.
But-
I may have grown up part of my time in Sierra Leone, but I don't agree with cheating at all.
Not at all.
But it's for me. Yeah. Anyway, I don't agree with cheating. Just in case somebody out here is watching and thinking, "Ooh, no, I don't agree with cheating."
But back to what we were actually talking
I
about.
totally get the American culture, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Cheating. It's
Finito.
wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
But back to Asuelu and Kian. That's what we were even talking about. Me, personally, I feel like, one, he effed it up. He betrayed her several times. You're cheating so much that you get a yeast infection on your tongue. I don't even know what the hell that looks like.
I
Because
didn't
at
know.
first I was thinking, oh, it's just a whiteness on your tongue when you haven't brushed your teeth. But the fact that she said she was able to notice it and it was thrust, and
Thrush.
then you as a nurse told me that it's very visible. I'm like, what the hell is that then? I did not go Google no pictures. But
it's
it just, to me,
disgusting.
that's just so nasty. Like, that's nasty as fuck.
You just go to a
Like, that's
party
just-
and the person just says, I
They
wanna
want
do
to
that,
give you a BJ and then you go.
open yourself up to that. Does that even make sense? Like, where are your standards?
Where's your
Like,
self-respect?
But not only that, like, why do you just want some random person getting that intimate with you? You don't know where that person has been. Like, I just don't understand. Just the crassness of it all.
And then the
just
thing
the
is, he's been
crassness of
doing
it
it. He's
all.
done it several times
He was so
before.
used to doing it that, like, it was just crazy. So then
So
after
he decides to give her a hall pass for everything
which
that's
is another foolishness. That's someone who's trying to open his marriage.
but
That's
that
what I
is
think.
some. Well, also I feel like that's someone who is illiterate. Like, to me, that don't make no sense. I'm going to go give you, but maybe it was, a lot
Your
of people
virgin
would not
wife,
have done
your
it.
former virgin wife,
And you're her only lover. How do you ruin that? Do you have a once? Okay, so
Craziness.
you have somebody who kept themselves
I know.
for marriage.
I know.
You marry her.
Yes.
She's your only person.
Yes.
So you ain't gotta worry about what I'm doing or not doing or whatever, or if she's satisfied or not, because she's all you know.
Exactly.
But you decide I'm gonna go give her a hall
No,
pass.
he is all she knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and you decide I'm
Hall
going.
pass to go kiss, he said. He said, I'll give you a hall pass to go kiss. So she started kissing, and then he went to
OS.
full on, and he went all the way through.
And now
And
she has.
now
She says that he is
now she's like, well,
basically
wait a
like
minute.
he is better.
He is a better lover than you.
Because
And then
it's
he's
equal,
asking,
it's
yeah.
reciprocated.
But I feel as though when he was asking her that, it wasn't really that he really wanted to ask her. That was his ego talking. I think what he wanted to really ask is what he asked her later on is, do you have feelings for this man? You know what I'm saying?
But also, I think he wants to know if he's a better lover because now he needs
I
to know
don't
if he
think-
needs to perform better. 'Cause
Well, I
to
don't
me,
think he really cares because she has already said that he was a selfish lover.
my
First
thing
of
is,
all,
has
he's
she ever
selfish.
told him though? Has she
But
ever
she didn't
expressed
know
it to him?
any better. She didn't know.
How would she know he's a selfish lover? Maybe she
That's-
thinks that this is just how sex is supposed
That's what
to
I'm
be.
saying. So now that she has partaking of that apple.
Forbidden fruits.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Now she's like, well, you know, he is that. But she still has, because that's the first love, right? She still has this kind, and then also they have children together.
This reverence.
So it's,
Let me not break
and then
completely.
they got married, right?
Yeah.
So she's still, so it's not just that, okay, this was the first person I was with, they got married, they have children, they have built a life together for the past 5 years. So it's kind of, I still want to, and then she said he makes her laugh, this is like her best friend. So she's like, I still want to see how this will work. But I'm very aware now, though, that you are your selfishness that you have shown me this whole marriage.
Yeah.
I see that you brought it to the bedroom. I don't know if it's
But the
going
thing
to
is,
work.
it permeates, though. Like, if
It does.
You know, you had a friend who
It
said
does.
that he would
It
never
does.
marry somebody with low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And you think, you know, I'm going to add to that selfishness. Because, I mean, you be a selfish lover. And you're going to be selfish in every other aspect
you
of the
will.
marriage.
Yeah,
so,
you will. Yeah.
those two things you can't. You can't
No.
marry somebody with low self-esteem. And you definitely can't marry somebody who's selfish.
Yeah. And you know the other one? Someone who's not generous.
Yeah.
I've always thought about that. You know why? Because, like, I'm a very generous person.
Yeah.
Right? And so I remember one day I went on a date, and this guy, we were on this date, and it was actually in a really fancy place. And I was surprised that this lady came in. She was all dressed up. You will not know. And she just comes close to me, and she asks for $20. And she was having, I don't know, some problem or whatever. And my date said so I just gave $20. Like, and I did it very discreetly, right? And then she went to the next table, but I didn't continue to look at her. And so my date was very upset. Was like, why are you giving her? She's just gonna go to the next table and this and that. She's a scammer, blah blah blah. And let me tell you, after that was the last date, because I don't care like what her issue was. It's not my business. She needed something, gave something, and that's the end of that.
Yeah.
But to go on, and he kept on looking at the woman and all this stuff until the I don't know what you call it, maitre d's, the host of the place came and saw her and moved her out the door, like escorted her out. But I was just like, yeah, and you know, so those are the kinds of things, like that selfishness. Someone, you know, what else did you say? Someone who was selfish, who was
selfish, low self-esteem, and not generous.
Yeah. So I just felt so about Wu. It was, what do you all think about that?
I was shocked.
That whole pass. Like, why? See, he has no sense. Whole pass for your wife to go kiss, maybe because he was feeling guilty.
He really put his pride to the side.
He was feeling guilty.
Because, you know, I always feel like, you know, not that I believe
he thought that
cheating.
she wasn't going to do it because she said so. He just said, I'll give you a hall pass, baby. But he just knew, ain't no way she's going to go kiss anyone. She'll just say, no, I want you to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she had been telling his raggedy self that many times.
And
well,
he had no intention of ever stopping cheating.
Of course
That's
not.
why he was saying, have hall pass. But then he doesn't expect her to do it. But then
you know, at this
she
point,
did more than
I
a hall
feel
pass
like
of cheating. And you know something? I don't
really blame her,
I
because
blame
my
him.
thing is, he did this. There would never have been a side. There would not been. There
But-
never would have been a side dude if you didn't have your multiple mistress.
But the
there never
thing
would have been a
is-
hall pass if you didn't go cheat.
But Kalani, like, this is what I have to say.
I mean, how many times she got to be the
Do not-
bigger person?
It's not even about being the bigger person. It's about having your own little standard. Like, okay, bruh.
Well, Mom, she
You're
had her
my
standard. She was
husband.
she was a virgin.
That's
I mean-
one standard. You're married. You have children. Ethics. Got to have the ethics. We must, at all instances, be civilized.
Yeah.
Your
Very
man
true.
comes to tell you about hall pass and he's your husband. Honey, you ain't got to tell me twice. The next day, you're going to have a letter of divorce. I'm taking the kids. And you will be paying some child support. Like, that's it.
He ain't got a job, I don't think.
Well, you will find something because your tail is in the U.S. of A. and I did the K1 visa for your trifling behind. Like, I'm not. A husband comes to say to me, "Have hall pass." What foolishness is that? And we are married. Like, what you think this is? What do you think this is?
I don't want to harp too much on the hall pass because I know the men are going to love that. But I really want to talk about Asuelu because Asuelu is the one to blame. It's not even about Kalani and what she did. Yeah. It's about what he did.
No, I'm not blaming Kalani. But what I'm saying to Kalani is this: never allow anyone to make you do something other than who you are. You understand? You were a virgin. That you had your standards. You understand what I'm saying? You're now married. And like you said, you wanted to be married to this one man. That's what she said. He was going to be her forever person. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. Right? He comes now to you with hall pass. Don't, whatever. But I give her a little bit of pass because I know that they're both still fairly young. Right? So maybe she's thinking, okay, if I do this will get his attention and he'll do better. Because, I mean, she's back here on the last resort trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Right? But just for the women out here watching, a man comes to tell you about hall pass, leave his trifling behind alone. Because obviously he does not know what a marriage is. Just keep it chucking along. And it's very hard to do because of the
why
fact
would you give her a hall pass instead of just stop, not cheating? You'll give her a hall pass.
He wanted to. That's what I'm saying. So when a man comes to give you a hall pass, this man is not thinking anymore about marriage.
Yeah.
Between just you and me. He's thinking of either opening up the marriage to other folks, right? Which then I don't even know why you call it open marriage. It's just not a marriage. It's just you all just doing whatever. Or he wants to just continue to cheat. So then it's still going to bring you pain. And that's why I say the divorce.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just for women just to know this. When a man tells you hall pass, he ain't up to no damn good. And it's sad because they've been together for 5 years. And there was a naivete and she did not see. And even for those of us who, anyone can get fooled. Like, I'm not telling women or even men, you're in a relationship and then all of a sudden the person shows another side of themselves. That means there's something wrong with you. It just means that you got bamboozled and then you can right to the ship.
Do you know what I don't understand? I don't understand because Kalani said something at the end of the thing where she was like, what I liked about this guy is that there was intimacy, there was friendship, there was a connection there or whatever.
With who?
She said with her lover.
With the hall pass?
Mm-hmm. Oh. So she said the thing is that's something that has been missing in her marriage for years. I'm counting my fingers.
Well, he's
and
selfish.
She said 5 years.
Yeah.
So how many years are you talking about? Because she's talking as if she's been married to this man for 20 years or something. So I'm thinking
5 years is a long time, especially if it's not a good marriage. The guy has been selfish from the beginning. Because she says that he wants her to do everything with the children and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that she still also works, too. So
and I bet he ain't got no damn job.
No, I think he was working. Last time we saw him, he was working somewhere. He was working somewhere, I remember. But she also works. So it's kind of like, both of you then should help out with the children and stuff like that. It'll be different if you have her at home. But it's unfortunate. But I was kind of sad for both of them. For her more so than him.
I get so sick and tired of this man crying. You a grown man. Suck it up. You ain't supposed to be crying more than me.
He's just manipulative.
Bawling his eyes out more.
Tears.
You're crying for the both of us, and I haven't even shed not one tear yet.
Yeah. And even the sister said so. She said, I hope he'll be telling the truth instead of being out there trying to cry, getting sympathy, trying to manipulate the situation. So, but you guys, get in the comments. Tell us what you think.
We will definitely be reviewing this.
We will be watching the whole thing, but we just saw this clip, and we just wanted to come out and talk about it.
Yes, y'all. But it's Mary.
And Alma.
Be much because a like.
Subscribe.
And comment down below.